tuned in to your dose of positivity. And to gain further support. And like I always just know, just breathe it and be it and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for all things motivational, positive, inspiration, and self-improvement. Welcome. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications, and join my channel membership to gain member-only perks. So welcome to everyone here. Happy New Week. It's Monday, and we're going to be talking about an amazing dose of positivity. Let's see who is in the chat. Hi, Juba. How are you? Welcome. Happy Monday to you. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here and your support. If you guys could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So, everybody, today we're going to be talking on the topic, they will regret it when you're gone. And this topic of they will regret it when you're gone, it came from thinking about people who are in our life who really don't give you what you need. And I feel like every single human being, they deserve to have people in their life that not only care about them but are willing to go to the same extent that they are. So we're going to get into that more. Yes, thumbs up done. Thank you so much, Juba. I really appreciate you. So let's get into this topic, everybody. They will regret it when you're gone. Point number one, we're getting right into it. There are some who only are around you to use you, manipulate, and take, but don't know they won't be around anymore. See, motivators, I want to encourage you in a positive thinking and not that of toxic. Many times we were in that environment, or maybe you are in that environment currently, right now, on today, where you're not being appreciated the way that you should. But I'm telling you one thing, that people really know what they have lost when you're gone, because there's nobody who is like you, everybody. There is nobody who is like you. There is nobody that will treat you the way that you treat them. There's nobody that has your personality. And unfortunately, sometimes people have to leave our leave their life in order for them to say, man, look what I had. Look how good it was for me. And look what I did. Okay. So there are some that they're only there to take and to use and to manipulate. And then when you're not around there anymore, then now they can start to think about, I should have done better, but it's far too late. So this is the motivation for today. I'm so glad you're okay, Juba. Welcome in. Got a member in the house. Hi, Miss Tracy. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. So let's get into point number one. They will regret it when you're gone because it's all about them. We all know those individuals, very selfish, and everything is give to me, give, and they are not willing to give anything back to you. And these same people, the ones that are selfish, they've been most of the time entitled. They've been lazy. They've been coddled their entire life. Or they may have a mental illness. It may be a narcissist. They may be something where their mind is not operating correctly. And it's really not. Yes, each person needs to think about themselves, but it can't be 100% about you in a relationship with your relative, with your friends, on the job. They will regret it when you're gone. And it's not about them. It's about being balanced. There has to be a give and a take. And if it's not a give and a take, it's time for you to walk away from these people because you deserve better. I wanted to do this dose of positivity, this motivation to let you all know that just because people are giving out bad behaviors, not treating you the way that you deserve, not understanding you, not being there for you, not being supportive, it doesn't mean that you have to take it. A lot of times we take things from others because we don't believe that we can get better, or we think that this situation where we've enabled people, we've caused people to be this monster, this character, this whatever they have turned out to be, and right now we can't handle it. And it's not about them. You must set some boundaries and speak up for yourself. It's not about them, it's about you and you getting the things that you need. Okay. And they will regret it when you're gone. They really will. Whatever relationship that touches, a relative, a friend, romantic, on the job, don't think just because people are around and doing things for you that they always will be. And I will, let me go to the chat and then I'm going to go to the next point. Right. I tell my girls this every day. Y'all going to miss your mother when she's gone. Really and truly, Miss Tracy. And I'm so sorry that you're not getting supported the way that you deserve to. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Hi, Puzzle Pieces. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here and your support. Got a member in the house. I really do appreciate everybody being here for this topic today. So, in line with what Miss Tracy just said, they will regret it when you're gone because they take you for granted. Just because you have people in your life, your relative, your romantic relationship, on the job, a friend, doesn't mean that they always will be. If somebody does not think about you, if somebody is always in expectation that you must do everything for me, very needy, very much using you, they take you for granted. They're not showing you the appreciation that you deserve, and you don't have to take that. A lot of times we settle in relationships because we think this is all that I can get, this is all that I deserve. And I'm here to tell you, each and every one of you motivators, don't let others take you for granted. Don't let other people just treat you in a way that's demeaning, that's disrespectful, and think that you have to take it. You don't have to take it. And I'm here to tell you, just like I said a little bit earlier, They just don't understand that you won't be around anymore. They don't understand your awareness. They don't know your power. They don't know your worth. They don't know that you now are learning more about yourself, that you're tapping into your gifts and your talents. Now you're using it. Now you're aware. So they'll regret it when they're gone, when you're gone. They really will. And they'll regret it when you're gone because now they don't have anybody to take advantage of anymore. You will not be their doormat. And I want you to say that to yourself as well, motivators. I will not be their doormat. When we do things for others, it's because we want to do it, but it should never be where you feel forced to do it, where you feel someone's always making you feel guilty if you don't do it, and the mind games. I thought you loved me. We don't have time for those things. We're not children. We're grown, mature adults who know their power and know their worth. You don't have to settle. You don't have to be another person's doormat. You don't have to give in to the demands of other people. And we also must stop enabling people with their bad behavior. We accept things that we shouldn't. We don't stand up for ourselves the way that we should. But one thing that is for sure, when you are done, motivators, you will be done. And there is no going back. There is no going back. So don't go backwards. Stay in your present and move forward with people who will actually show that they appreciate you, that they care about you, and that they love you the way that you deserve to be loved, the way you deserve to feel loved. And this is the last point, everybody. I'm about to put the link in the chat for my co host to come up. So it's their loss, not yours, everybody. It's their loss. Sometimes people who are in our life think that they always will be. I can always take advantage of you. I can always do what I want to. You'll never say no. You'll always be around. You'll never leave me. You'll never say no to me. But they don't know that it's their loss, it's not yours. You can always find people in your life that will appreciate you, care for you, support you. And if you're not getting that from those people, then it's their loss, it's not yours. You deserve motivators. You deserve to have people in your life that appreciate you, that care about you, and that will tell you that I care about you. And they're the ones that's going to lose because you're a true gem. Okay. Now I'm going to go to uh, add my co host right here, Miss Nexie.
Hi, Marlene. Hi, chat.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, enjoying the topic, and it's so important, by the way. Very
Yeah,
important to bring these topics to light. Um, and I'm going to speak on a romantic kind of ending of a relationship, if that's okay with you.
sure.
Okay. For me, when we separated with my husband, we had been married for a long time. So I was noticing, and this went on for years, Marlene, and it's my fault, right? I was too available. It was like I had not been able to cut, the strings away from us, the kind of like the apron strings. I know we use that a lot on when boys and their moms, right? Or their kids have to cut their apron strings away. But I was allowing my husband to continue to seek my, whatever he needed, like talking to me about personal things, talking to me, always making an excuse to spend those extra minutes talking to me and taking my time or texting for no reason. And so I had to um, put a stop to that because even though we were separated, I wasn't allowing him to understand or feel exactly what the ending of a relationship is, right? So I had to do that. It took me a little bit to get there, but um, now that I have done that, and it's been on for like 6 or 7 years, that I cut that, that tie up. It now he's understanding, that is the end of it, and it's regretting, the fact that we separated, that we're going into the divorce process. I didn't allow him to appreciate me, or appreciate the enormity of the situation, because I was always available. I was always there. Now that I'm not, it's hitting him, it's sinking in. He's
Yeah.
understanding, he's regretful.
Yeah, and I never will understand that. I will never understand why, especially in romantic relationships, how you can have an amazing person that treats them well, that is there for them, that's loyal, that cares about them, and they just feel, you know, uh, where my mind is going. They just feel like it's okay for me to do what I want. I can go out and do what I want. I can treat you bad, and then you'll always be around. But what they don't understand is that one day you have enough, and they're the one that's going to be living with regret. And then this is when they come and, oh, come on, take me back, or you have to forgive me, or especially when they do things like cheating on you, or if they put their hands on you. There's certain things that is like a no-go, that you can't ever go back. They're the ones that's going to live with regret, because they'll never get another Nexie or Marlene or Tracy or Realist One, or whatever your name is. A lot of times people don't appreciate you because you haven't put your foot down. A lot of times we let people get away with too much in the romantic relationship. We let people get away with too much in our friendships and with our relatives. But what they don't know is that you won't always be there. And one day they're the ones that's going to say, man, I wish I would have done better before. I wish I would have done better while I had the opportunity to do better. I wish I would have been nicer, kinder, loving. I wish I would not have taken that person for granted, but it's too little too late.
Exactly. And you have a great point there, because the regret, sits in, right? The why did I do that, or how could I treat this person like this? Now for me, when like, again, I'm talking about my romantic relationship, is, when he started wanting to talk more and texting me all the time, I started saying, where was all this, talking, texting, all this attention before? Where was it? Why now? Why now that, we're going our separate ways, and there's nothing here anymore? Why are you trying to talk to me? Why are you trying to work on this? Why? It's like, again, like you said, it's a little too late for that, for this type of behavior. When I was asking this from you, you were never available. So how is it that you have time now, right, for these discussions? How is it that you have time now for us to talk those extra 30 minutes that we need to talk? It's too late, that.
Yeah,
And you're right, once we're done, we're done. There's
yeah,
no going back. It takes us a minute to get there, Marlene, which is why I think that a lot of times people take advantage of that. They think that we're weak, that we're always going to be there. It's not that. It's that we're working on our hearts, to get you out of there, so that when that is done, we're done.
mhm.
That's it.
Yep. When you finally make that decision, like that firm resolve, like, I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. There is no more. There's no amount of sorries, no amount of forgive me, no amount of saying I'm changing. Even if they have started making changes, it's like when you've come to your boiling point, where you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for a person to treat you right. You've been waiting for a person to show you appreciation, or want to spend quality time with you, or treat you right. And then you just have enough, and then you just say, no matter what you are saying and no matter what you are doing, while it's nice that you are saying these things now, you're going to have to say that for the next person because I'm done.
Wow, you're in my head. And exactly, that's once you get there, and the first of all is once when you need them in that particular time. Let's say you have need them for guidance on certain problems with your kids, or mutual kids, or with the household or whatever. They're not available, right? They're not there for you whenever you're sad. You need their attention, their time, and they say, I'm going to change, right? I'm going to change. So my thing was, you didn't change the 20 years we were together, so what makes you think you're going to start changing now? Because
and
there
and,
was no
and,
love
and
left.
I think it's an excuse too. I think it's just an excuse to keep you around a little bit longer, just mind games.
Yes, ma'am. I feel that that's what it is too. Or even if they are regretful because of what happened or whatever, um, you know, it takes me a little bit to get there, because I've said this before. In your platform, I don't give second chances to people that are not my immediate family, but I do give second chances to my immediate family, my husband, my kids, right? Sometimes my siblings, of course, but nobody else. So for me, is I gave you so many second chances. You killed anything that was left, so right now it's just a hollow shell. There's nothing there, so there's no going back. There's no forgive me, I'll change, because you didn't change, like I said, in 20 years. I'm very, very certain that it's not going to start happening now.
Right, right. And I have to say that a lot of times we just keep putting up with it. It's just like, and it keeps building and stacking, this problem and that problem and this one, and when they didn't show up for this, and when I needed them for that and they weren't here. So it's like all of these things, and when once you get to your limit where you're full and you're like, I cannot take it anymore, and you're going to explode, this is when they come in, when they see that you're walking away. Now they're, all the promises, all the requests, all the I'm sorry's come up, and you're like you said, where was this when I needed it? Where were
Hmm.
you when I needed your love, your support, your consideration? It wasn't there, and now I don't want to hear it.
Hmm. There you go. I don't want to hear it. It's done. And but even afterwards, I started feeling sorry, right? Like, oh my God, okay, I stayed the extra 10 minutes talking, right? Okay, fine, I'll text him back. Oh, okay, fine, I'm here. What do you need? So I started finding myself doing that more and more, and then I realized, like it clicked on me, like, what the heck are you doing? This is no longer your problem. Why are you wasting your time? And so I started putting boundaries up. If it's not related to the kids, there's nothing, that we need to be talking about. This is done. What's going on in your life is not my problem. Not anymore. It isn't. What I do with mine, you have no right to question.
Yeah, and the funny part is, especially when you talk about a romantic relationship, now they want to get so interested in, oh, what do you have going on now? Like, why do you care?
Mm.
Why do you care what I have going on? And then they want to say, oh, you're looking good. You're looking nice. I see you taking care of yourself. What do you have going on? Did you meet somebody else? Like, what is it a concern of yours?
Yeah, exactly. I said, are you
Why
looking?
is that your concern?
You're looking nice. I said, yeah, I know, right? It's thanks to you because you left. Ever since you left, I'm looking so
Now I
much
have
better.
peace, right?
Yes, actually, and that's brought up from time to time. Oh wow, now that I left, you're doing all of this. Or now that I left, I see so many other things going on. I see people posting about you. Okay, and how is this your business? So it's not related to the kids. Okay, got to go. But
Yeah.
it takes a minute to get there. And also when it comes to now talking from a really romantic relationship to um friends and family, the ability of me to do that empowered me, Marlene, to
Yeah.
just throw it out into the universe. Everybody started, I started
Oh,
hammering down on
here's
everybody.
here's a good one too, Nexie. That
Hmm.
yes, in romantic relationships, even watching your Instagram, your Facebook stories, I will even say, even me as a content creator, even watching my YouTube.
Wow. You
Like,
know,
oh, but when I was telling you about all of these things that seemed to be important to me
yeah, yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
now
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
the
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah,
I don't have the time. I'm busy. I got all this going on. But now that it's over, now you're all interested in, oh, I see you're doing well, on your social media. Yeah, I am. Okay. Bye-bye.
yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, I saw that you posted somebody on some things on your your social media. I saw that on that post you did the other day. Then I started thinking, oh, I haven't blocked you yet. Okay, block.
Yeah. It's
Sorry, I
like
forgot to
block
block
that one
you.
too. Block that email. Block, block, block.
Oh, you're not out of my social media. I'm sorry, I forgot that one. Thank you for letting me know because you're about to be blocked. You don't need to worry about me. Oh, have you
Yeah.
been eating well? Have you been sleeping well? How is that your
Yeah.
business? How come you didn't ask these questions when we were together? Why now?
Mhm.
Then this is the thing that a lot of us take for granted. And I say us because we're included, we're humans, right? We make mistakes. But a lot of us in romantic relationships, I'm sorry, we take for granted that that other person um, may have 1,000 problems going at the same time. And because they don't want to burden us with it, they don't tell us anything. But it has to be our job to make sure that they're okay, even if they said there's nothing wrong. Make sure you ask, make sure that you set those 30-40 minutes apart so that you guys can have a nice conversation that has nothing to do with the family or the household. But that's the thing, though,
Mhm.
when you're together, they don't want to talk about anything, but you're not disciplining, you're not, the house is this, the house is that, why do we spend so much money, or why are the kids doing, they don't take the time to talk about you. So
Mhm.
when you're out
See,
of
see,
that relationship. Uh-huh.
see, next. See, the thing about it is when you're in the relationship, all they can do is see the bad. But when you're gone, all they can do is see the good that you were. Mm.
Yep. I said before, when whatever happened with us happened, like, it's personal, but I said, the funny thing is that people have told you this before, you're never going to find another Nexie out there again, ever. And
Yeah.
so talk, we've been separated for, oh gosh, almost 14 years, I think. Yeah. And
Mm.
talk about going forward, like moving forward, Marlene. It's been so long since we've been separated. Like, why all of this, why now, right? But
I have something I want to add to that, Nixie.
go for it, go for it.
Sometimes the reason why they are so interested in you now is because the person that they left you for dumped them. Is that petty? I don't
No,
care
it's not.
either. I don't care either. Yeah.
Well, for me.
Yeah. They found out that the person that they left you for has nothing up here, but like it's cobwebs up here. Hmm.
Or
Good
left you
luck. Go
for
go back to that. Go back
or
to
left
that.
you for
Yeah.
for your best friend, right? We're not gonna get
Yeah.
into that. I'm just saying. For your coworker, right? The one that made
Yeah.
more money than you. That's what she
Mhm.
left you for. No, but they go back to this, and and he, he brought up the they were right, and at one point you were right. There's no other Nexie out there in the world. There's only one. And I was like, what? I'm like, really? 12 years later, now
No.
you're realizing this?
Hmm.
No, 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 no. Actually, there isn't another one. And this one is busy right now. So she got to go.
Yeah, but like it's like I don't know why, but sometimes when you're in relationships, and it's not just romantic, everybody. I mean, in friends that don't treat you the way that they should, or they don't want to spend time with you, or family members that they're always just wanting to take from you, take, and or whoever it is, or a job, it's like you can never do enough from them. And then when you finally are walking away, now they want to make changes. Oh, what do you want? And they panic. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. But you're like, don't even bother. Don't even bother. Keep that to yourself right over there.
Yeah, for me, again, I said, romantic relationships, because I don't give second chances to friends, or that are not close to me. So that's the closest person that I have put a stop to with the nonsense. But for me is, I'm a different man now. I'm so different than I was before. I've changed. And then you say something in that sentence, right? And they're like, "Really? You haven't taken care of that? Didn't you?" And I'm like, "Oh, you have changed. I can tell you changed so much." And I'm looking at him and I'm like, if you didn't change in the 20 years I gave you of my life, you're not going to change now. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm sorry, you can't. And
Mhm.
I'm not a teenager to fall for that crap.
Yeah, it's like at one time you were gullible, one time you were vulnerable, you let down your what is all the barriers and the walls, and you let them into your head, your heart, you let them use you financially, you let them play games with you, you let people talk down to you and not treat you the way that you deserve. But once you get acquainted with yourself, and you start thinking, especially when you start getting around other people who will readily spend time with you, will readily show you appreciation, and give you accolades and love and support, and the people that you're looking for it from won't give it to you. Stop settling, everybody. I had to say that to all you motivators. Stop settling. Stop waiting for people to come around. Oh, maybe one day they'll come around. Oh, they just need some time, right? But sitting down and waiting for people to do what they're supposed to do is not good for you. Don't say stuck.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, the reason it took me a long time to get to the point of separation is because I like to make sure that there's nothing left, that there's no more feelings, no, that nothing that will make me question my decision, and maybe, as we're speaking, regret my decision, right? So sometimes you stay for me, I stood in a marriage a little too long, just because I wanted to make sure that when I made that decision to, go our separate ways, I was 100% sure that that was the right decision, for me to make. So by the time I said I'm done, it had already been done for a long
Mhm.
time, at least 5 years prior. So I was done. There was no going back. I know that sometimes we get into, I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I was 100% sure that it was done.
Yeah. No, uh, hold on a second. Next, let me acknowledge the super sticker. Thank you so much, Nate. The great podcast, Prosperity Baby. Thank you so much. When the super chat hits, pause, please. Thank you so much, Nate. I really appreciate it. And back to what you were just saying, Nexie, it's so important to have these type of conversations. And I think that's so important to have these conversations, and to also have this awareness for everybody
Hmm.
to know, like, don't settle. Don't settle
Mm-hmm.
for just what people are giving you. Don't settle for what a job will say. Don't settle for what a friend, they don't have the time for you, or in a relationship they don't have the time for you, or your family doesn't have time for you. You don't need that. There's always going to be somebody who will make the time, who will do right for you, who will love you, who will support you, who will care, who will have no problems telling you that they love you, because that's a whole issue that
Mm-hmm.
I used to have. Like, why is it so hard for you to say you love me? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you do, I was like, trust me, there are an abundance of people out there that will have no problem telling me they love me. Period.
Yeah, they're so emotionally unavailable, and that goes across, the spectrum. But settling sometimes deprives you from having the greatest, relationship you have ever had, because you limit yourself to just that one person or that set of friends or whatever. So you have to, yeah, don't settle. You have to keep your heart open for someone that is worthy of it.
You really do. You really do, Nexie. Hey, Miss T. And I want to acknowledge this comment from Sisters Empowering Sisters. She says, I'm so glad I am here with you all today. I'm truly torn and stressed and struggling, yet prayerful to make the best decision in my personal life right now. And I know you'll make the best decision. You know, sometimes, just like Nexie said, you have to give yourself some time and some room to think, like, is this really what I want? Is this really good for me? And then you just wait and you get prayerful, you meditate on it. And then when you're ready, then you make that decision, regardless of what another person, now they have regret, now they're sad, now they're upset. It's too late. You have to know what you want first, motivators, before you can make decisions. We don't want to make those emotional decisions that we regret later.
That is true. I never understood, when I used to see people break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Oh, go ahead, Marty. I know you want
Oh,
to
I
say
was
hi
just,
to someone.
yeah, yeah, I was just going to acknowledge Shani's world. Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, Shanice. Yeah, I never understood that system of breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. A lot of people make fun of that or think it's cute. Oh, they're in a break, but they'll get back together. They make light of something that, it's to me, is troublesome. I'm like, what do you mean they'll get back together? That's actually their relationship, and they're gonna get married. Where do they think this relationship is gonna go? Going down the toilet. You're gonna get married to someone that you go back, break up, go back, and that's not gonna be a marriage. It's gonna be a boxing match. It's not gonna flourish. But going back to sister's comment, take your time. For me, I took the time I needed it, without letting him know, of course, right? I was working on myself, taking the time that I needed to make sure that it was the right thing for me to do, because of my children. I wanted to make the right decision because, um, also, if you break up and go back again, that instability for the kids is not a good, it's not a good role model to do that. So I wanted to make sure that when it was done for the good of everybody that I was responsible for. Mentally healthy, I mean, health wise, and emotionally, spiritually. My kids are my everything. So when I made that decision, and it took me a long time, I like I said, I was in the relationship 5 years more than I needed to, just to ensure that going back was not an option.
Right. And I think that's the best decision that we can make. Is we don't want to do things impulsively. We want to make sure that we have our head in the right space. That we're not just, sometimes when we're going through situations in our life, like, I can say for myself, when I was in my previous relationship, it was because I was going through so much grief, and I didn't want the grief to cloud what I actually thought about my relationship. But actually, after I let myself give myself some time to heal from the grief, I realized, I was like, yeah, I was on point. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Yeah, yeah, we're walking away. Yeah, it's time to go. Uh-huh.
It's not healthy. It's not something good for you. And again, a lot of times it's not that you cannot. I don't act impulsively. I don't like acting that way anyway. I'm always like, cool, calm, and collected when I'm going to make a big decision.
Mhm.
Of course, if I see cake, I'm very impulsive. I just act on it.
That part.
Sorry, I had to make a little bit of a joke here. But if it's a decision that is gonna alter the life if it's just you, then make the best decision possible. If it has to be quick and you're sure, then do it. But if there's an extension of you with that person, which is children and stuff like that, you have to be very careful. I
Right.
knew it was done and over with, but for the mental health of my children, I had to triple check
Right.
and to make sure that the moves that I was making, that my children were okay with. Once I had that okay, mom will be fine. And once I had that savings,
Mhm.
the little savings that I had to make on the side, and a place and everything. Once everything was in place, then I made that decision without any regret. And to this day, Marlene, I have no regrets. I'm
Right.
happy. The best decision I have ever made, regardless of the years that we had together, regardless of why we broke up. It doesn't matter. At this point, I don't care why we broke up or why, we're separated. What I care for is that I made it the right way, and that my children, which are adults now and married, didn't have any mental scars.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that that's what it's all about. And it takes a person who is, you have to be mature, you have to be understanding, you have to be compassionate, you have to be in a good state mentally. And I can say for myself, when I was going through it in my previous relationship, I was not mentally stable. Because I had had two losses back to back. So it's like two losses. I'm grieving, and then this is happening in the relationship. I was like I'm not thinking normally right now, so I needed to take a break from that so that I could allow myself to grieve and be back mentally stable. And then I was like, now let's get back to this. I was like, no, no, you are on point. Yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, not good, not good for me. So if something is not helping you mentally, mm-mm,
E-
it's time for you to go.
Exactly. I think, with friends, for me, I have a handful of friends. I'm not someone that has friends all over the place. I'm not like that. I have acquaintances, but friends, just a handful of friends that I've had for the past 20 plus years. But with family, it's another thing. I cut those ties, and I mean, for the like I said, for a healthier mindset of me and my kids and my family, I cut those off a while ago. They know that we are family still, but there is a certain distance that we need to keep from one another, because it's healthier for all of us. And so that I had put in place a long time ago, so it
Right.
works like a well-oiled machine. It's working perfectly fine
Yeah.
because I made it that way. It was healthier for me. But the regrets and the I'm sorry's and the I will never do it again, right? And now, because I've gone through all of this, now I can appreciate you. I can appreciate all the things you said to me. Now I understand all of those things. I have you so down to a T that it's gonna work. And you're like, not for me, it ain't.
I was like, it can work for you all the way. Like, I mean, all the way. Don't even come close to me. All the way over there. It can work for you, but don't come over here. No
No, what
boundaries, space, time. Nope. It's like, I'm
Yes.
sorry, but you got to go.
What I
You
said
really
is,
do.
what I said is lucky for the next girl that comes along because you're all worked out now. They're gonna get the best version of you.
I was like,
Good luck
good
with
luck to
that.
them. Not for me. Good luck to them.
Oh my God, Marlene.
This is a subject I'm gonna always be petty on. I'm sorry. It's that's what it is. I don't have the time to play games with grown people. I don't. People have to learn that I give people opportunity. I understand people are imperfect. We don't always do right, but when somebody does not appreciate you, when somebody doesn't want to spend time with you, someone's treated you a way that you don't deserve, there's certain things that you don't settle on. We have to raise the bar and our standards. Don't let other people disrespect you, waste your time, misuse your finances, and think it's okay that okay now I'm just gonna bounce back and do what now I'm all grown up. I was like, good for you, right over there. You can be grown right over there, not in my personal space.
And it's not that now we can make light of it, right? Now we can have fun with it, but it's a painful process. That's
Yes.
the one thing that we cannot get away from as we're touching this subjects, is that the process of getting there, of ending a 20 plus year relationship on my part with four beautiful children, it wasn't something easy. It was painful,
Very.
excruciating pain from the sorrow, the ending of a beautiful union. But at the same time, it hurts you because it's coming to an end. Don't forget that the same way it hurts to come to an end, it will hurt if you stay there.
Yep. You'll never
So
experience any personal growth.
thank you. And it
And
will it yeah, it won't be this, like, it won't be healthy if you stay. Sometimes these changes and these decisions, even though they're painful, and sometimes if you don't do them the right way, they can scar your children, right? Which is why I focus on that. Make sure that when you make this decision, you work with your children on some level, so they can understand that we're going separate ways, but it has nothing to do with them. They have both parents. And so it was an excruciating process, as I go back to that. But now that the pain is gone from the breakup, um, I can, I started working on me. I started working with my kids, making sure that I was available 100%. And now it's a better version of me. I've grown so much more, from that time, emotionally and spiritually and mentally. It's been something that it's unexpected growth. That's what I call it. Unexpected growth.
and you have to insert in that also you improve financially too, because messing around with some people will cause you to have so many spiritual not just spiritual losses but financial losses.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get your money right because they're always messing up and doing all kinds of stupid mess and getting
Mm-hmm.
involved in business ventures that don't work out because they don't do the homework and the behind the scenes. They just keep jumping into things and then looking at you all wide-eyed like bail me out. I was like, listen, it's enough. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They will
So
drain you in every way
yeah.
possible, when it's an unhealthy relationship, right? They will drain you, with, especially, you see, for me, Marlene, I think, touching my pocket, my money, it will be the same as betraying me physically with somebody else. It's the same
Right.
betrayal, right? It's the same as if you cheated on me. If you
Mhm.
cheat on my finances, that means it's like cheating with another person.
Right.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be mischievous like that in a relationship. You don't respect me because you're touching something, my nest egg, right? Something that I've worked hard for. You didn't even have the decency to tell me. That means you're a cheater all the way.
Right.
So no.
You know what I always say, Nexie, is that while I do feel for people because everybody has to experience some personal growth, but never let another person their lack of personal growth, don't let it stop you from having yours. And when I found that I was in that in between, that gray area where they're not growing and I was in the process of growing emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, and they're stuck in no growth, actually being toxic, that's when you have to say, to save myself emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, my goals, my focus, I have to move on so that I can have what is meant to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stay with these toxic relationships, you're going to be the person to turn around and regret instead of them regretting. It's better that you cut ties and you can forgive them and then move forward in your life than 20 years later, you're like, why didn't I leave? Why didn't I leave? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why I wanted to have this conversation. And I feel like it was an amazing one. And we're right here in the point where it's getting good and juicy, where we're going to go over to the members only and continue the topic. So, thank you,
Yes.
Nexie.
Thank you, Marlene, for having me. Bye, chat.
Bye. Thank you. Members only, hit the link on the community tab. We're going to continue this topic. And like I always say over here, just know it, just breathe it and be it and live your best life. See you guys on Wednesday because tomorrow we're only doing members only because you know how we do it. Members only is on holidays. Thank you guys so much. See you guys on Wednesday and members only. Hit the community tab and hit the link and come on over. Bye, guys.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh.